And on tonight's roundtable, Mike Wish speaks with Valerie Feit, a Rhinebeck teacher who organized 10,000 dancers to march in the upcoming 13th Annual Dance Parade and Festival in New York City.
Good evening, I'm Michael Witch, and I'd like to welcome you to the roundtable. And our guests, not only Valerie Feit, but also John Dalton, are both with us today. We're going to be talking about dance, a dance event in New York City, the biggest you'll ever see, the most exciting I've ever heard of, and also an event at Rhinebeck High School, or Rhinebeck Schools, I should say.
Yes, that's right.
But I want to remind you watching that this is your time to ask questions along with mine, so you can call in, you can send us an email, you can tweet, you can watch live on Facebook and contact us with your comments, your questions, and we will ask our guests. So welcome, Valerie.
Thank you.
And welcome, John.
Thanks so much for having us.
And Valerie, you're at Rhinebeck Schools.
Rhinebeck, yes.
And you're the enrichment coordinator for K-12 and also the co-director of school counseling.
That's right, that's right.
But you're also a dancer.
I'm also a dancer.
And you organize 10,000 people in New York City. Is that true?
I'm one of many people who are involved in the Dance Parade organization, and I play the role of board chair.
And we're talking now about a performance called New York City Dance Parade.
Well, it's a parade. So it brings together 10,000 dancers, 83 genres of dance, probably more. And it's the largest display of diversity in the world.
Wow.
In the world.
So we're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
And John, you had a hand in this, I know.
That's right. We've been involved with the Dance Parade now for 3 years. This year it's May 18th. In the heart of New York City, we dance down Broadway and across St. Mark's. It's the only parade in New York City that ends in a festival, a 5-stage dance festival in Tompkins Square Park. And last year, we partnered with LMC TV and filmed a traditional Chinese dancer as she prepared for the parade.
And your video that we're going to see a clip of in a second is called New York Dance Dream.
That's right. That's right.
And it features one particular dancer.
Yes.
Do you want to tell us about her a little bit?
I'll tell you a little bit about the genesis of that. The Dance Parade is actually based in a cultural equity and kind of an embracing and unity of cultures. And so how we got to Wanru Lin was through a performance at the F.E. Bellows Elementary School, where we have a dance parade program. And we were really lucky because the New York Chinese Cultural Center, which is a fantastic organization, sent us this wonderful group of dancers. And I was sitting with the 400 kids were watching this wonderful performance. And I was so struck by this beauty of this wonderful girl. And I just couldn't wait to get her into a studio and see completely what she had to do. And John was right there. And he was on board, and we decided to explore what it would be like to make a show looking at the life of an immigrant.
And you had some help from LMC.
We had lots of help.
You can give a shout out to Dina.
Yeah, we can definitely. Dina's amazing. The whole staff here, but Dina really embraced the project, and what she did for us, lending us equipment and making comments and just guiding us very gently through this process has been great.
Okay, and this video is going to have its international debut on May 20th at your school?
Well, its Westchester debut. Okay. It's going to be on May 20th.
Okay.
Yeah.
It'll be an international.
But that's an event that's open to the public, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we can talk more about that, but first, let's take a look at a little bit from New York Dance Dream. welcome back to the roundtable. That was just a little bit of a video that was produced by our guests, Valerie Feit and John Dalton. Well, that looks exciting, and it's going to have its Westchester debut, you said, on May 20th.
Right,
At
right.
Rhinebeck, and this is a celebration?
This is a really deep conversation in some ways about community and collaboration and the way people connect. And you know, when we met Wanru Lin at the Bellows School in the performance, John had already become deeply involved in the Chinese community. So maybe you can, you know, speak to that.
Yeah, that's right. So, you know, you mentioned, I think not a lot of people in the community know that Valerie is a professional dancer, and really, you know, from her teenage years, danced with the Alvin Ailey group and the Elliott Fell group. So she really knows dance. When she called me and told me just about everything that's going on at Rhinebeck, she really knew that that there was an absolute treasure there in Wanru. And we worked really closely with her. We started filming. We found some of the leaders of the dance community in New York City, both from the Chinese dance community, from the city council. Councilman Rafael Espinal is in the show. Hip hop leaders, Latin dance leaders. We really, it really all came together beautifully, working with the Chinese community and with the Rhinebeck community. And really a lot of things have come out of that with the school.
And she'll be at the showing?
She should be, yeah.
On the 20th.
She will.
Yeah.
And is the public able, can you accommodate
Yes.
the public?
Well, you know, to the degree that the auditorium can accommodate people. But, you know, I just want to go back a little bit, you know, like on this idea of following, you know, Wanru.
Sure.
We were really, at Dance Parade, we're really interested in the rich cultures of immigrant communities and how we can connect deeply with them through dance and show the public the beauty that a multicultural community like New York City and Westchester brings to the United States and to all of our lives. And so we are very committed to that. So it was very interesting to get to know her because she came from China. She was educated in one of the elite academies in Beijing. She is a specialist, a professional dancer, specializing in preserving these traditional dances. And she, you know, she came to the United States alone. She left her family, and she didn't speak English when she got here. Now she's fluent. And she really came here with this idea that she was going to share traditional Chinese dance with an American public, which is a huge dream. You know, how do you do that? And that's why it's called New York Dance Dream.
And you were able to share some of the Chinese culture with the kids from Rhinebeck.
Well, that is a big part of bringing the dance parade to a school. I want the students at Rhinebeck, not just the elementary students, and I want to speak to that in a little bit,
Sure.
but to experience culture directly. It's not learning about, it's being in and being with. And that's a really big difference because we want the kids to understand that international relations are really human relations. And so the children, you know, are right on the floor with the dancers and the music, and they get caught up in it. But what's really great about this is it's brought an awareness of Chinese culture to the district in a much larger scale. We have now got students studying Mandarin. We had a wonderful invitation to go to the United Nations with Rhinebeck students and have a performance by a really interesting and beautifully rehearsed group of Chinese students who'd flown in, and they did their entire performance just for us.
Wow.
We've had a lot of different kinds of experiences through this association, and all of them build this real sense of like what it means to really interact with another culture.
That is going to be on May 20th. And if
May
people want more information about it, who do they call?
They probably call me, but it's on May 20th, and it's at 7 p.m. in our Performing Arts Center, which is right in the high school, middle school. And we're going to bring community members together. The Chinese members of the Chinese community are working with us, and we are also bringing in Dina, as you said, and John will be there, and Wanru, and the students who went to the United Nations. And we really want to show what unity looks like and what relationships look like in a very warm way. And we're going to show our television show. We're really excited about that.
It sounds like it's going to be an exciting evening.
Yeah.
It has a connection to this larger program that takes place the Saturday before.
Yes.
The dance parade and
Yes.
festival in New York City.
Yes.
Is that because she will be performing?
She will be at the dance parade.
Yeah,
yes.
she'll be at the dance parade.
We expect to see her on a float this year.
Oh, how nice.
Yeah.
And John, you've got a connection to this. You're the
Managing director.
Managing director of the dance parade.
That's right. That's right. We work closely with Greg Miller, who founded the dance parade and has worked tirelessly, year in, year out. This will be the 13th year of the parade.
We're going to talk about that in some detail.
Yeah.
We have to take a little break, but don't go away. We'll be right back after these messages. Please stay tuned.
Do you need space for a meeting, conference, or presentation? LMC TV has what you need. Our 768 square foot studio space is ideal for many types of productions, readings, recitals, rehearsals, and workshops. The space has video recording capability, as well as daylight temperature lighting, green screen, and stage. 2 additional rooms at 208 and 156 square feet can be used for any of your needs. Auditions, meetings, classes, workshops, one-on-one instructions, and more. Both rooms feature video monitors with Chromecasting capability, making presentations a breeze. To reserve one or more of our spaces, contact us at reserve@lmctv.org.
For over 35 years, LMC TV has been your community connection. Community events, studio and equipment access, classes, municipal and school board meetings, sports, news, and so much more. But the world is changing, and our community is changing with it. We encourage you to take action, join us, and create the space you want and deserve. We're listening. Are you watching? This is your opportunity to get what you want. Visit lmctv.org today and fill out our online survey and help us continue to build community through media.
Welcome back to tonight's roundtable. Our guests are Valerie Feit and John Dalton, and now we're about to talk about the dance parade and festival. And you can call in and ask a question or make a comment. Our contact information is on the screen. So this is the 13th festival, John, you said?
The 13th festival, right?
Yes, that's right.
And tell us about it. How did it get started? Where's it going to be? Actually, tell us about where it's going to be.
So we step off at 21st and Broadway. We dance all the way down Broadway. That's 10,000 dancers. Probably 160 different groups are represented. 80 different dance styles. 89, did you say? We're up. We're up.
Yeah.
It's
It's
bigger than
probably
ever
more.
this year. Then we turn east. We go 8th Street, then across St. Mark's. The grandstand is at Astor Place. That's the best place to see the parade. And then we end in Tompkins Square Park for a festival, a free 5-stage dance festival, teaching stages, social dancing stages, and of course the main stage.
Do these happen simultaneously or one
Yes.
after the other?
It's all
No, it's
going on
all
at
just,
once.
it's an amazing scene because as the parade empties into the park, the dancers who've been in the parade and are in their costumes are wandering around. And so the whole thing is so colorful and so happy. And one of the things I really love about the Tompkins Square Park piece are the street dancers, because you see some street dancers when you go to New York, but maybe you haven't seen hoopers. People with really great hula hoop dances and all kinds of different styles of hip hop and locking, and it's like a ebullient, I guess is the word I would use.
They're bringing the pirate ship back this year. They have a pirate ship that goes all the way down Broadway, St. Mark's, and pulls into the park for to be the stage for the DJs.
I wanted to speak to sort of like the more serious side of this. Maybe John, you could share the cabaret law history. Sort of the genesis of this is a lot deeper.
This was, there's a website too that we should, if it's not on the screen, it's danceparade.org.
Org,
And
yeah.
that there's a history of the parade on there, and there are also some frequently asked questions that you can get your information about where and when and how and why
There's
from
still
that
time
site.
to sign
But
up and dance.
You could actually.
Wait a minute, you could dance?
Effie Bellows students are in the parade.
Really?
The kids
Again?
Again. It's
Wow.
the third time, third year. That and you could be too if you wanted to. You can sign up on the website.
You haven't seen me dance. Well, actually,
Everybody dances.
I did do
Everybody
a dance one time. We had somebody as a guest, and he got me to get up and boogie a little bit on camera. Only because it was live, I had to do it.
Well, it's it's fun, but the parade is available if people want to participate. You can sign up.
Wow.
But the kids are in it, and
Yeah.
it's really fun to see. There are lots of kids in it, from all over the place. But it's really a good experience for them to witness cultures getting along and sharing such a fun event.
Why is dance so appropriate vehicle to, I guess, learn about cultures and celebrate cultures?
We may not speak very much Chinese, but when you watch Wanru dance, you absolutely understand exactly what she's dancing about. She, the piece that's at the finale of the show, her main stage performance, which went on to win several prizes, the Tao Li contest in Boston. It's inspired by, it's a Mongolian dance, and it's inspired by the mountains there. And when she dances it, you can really see in the movement that there's a homesickness and a longing for a reconnection that's not occurring anytime soon. It's really very poignant.
And will she be performing?
Well, she
this dance?
she will be performing on the float.
Oh,
And she has her student Cindy will be performing on the main stage this year.
Now, you're the board chair of this organization, and John, you're the managing director. Tell us a little bit about the organization. You alluded to before cabaret law that was the inspiration. I shouldn't say it was a reaction to the cabaret law.
Well, Greg Miller is the founder of Dance Parade, and I really have to credit him. We're newcomers, relatively speaking. He's been there for the full 13 years. He founded the parade. And he did it in response to the cabaret laws, which were enacted in 1926 to prevent people from Harlem from coming down to dance in clubs in the downtown area, which, as you might imagine, has a racist basis to it. And the restaurants in New York City, and I think people might have seen this up until about a year ago when we had the laws repealed, there were signs saying no dancing. And he was really, I think, offended, and we all should be, by that. And it was high time for that cabaret law to be repealed. And so Greg and a group of people in New York City, mainly from the Dance Parade or Dance Parade Friends, worked for 12 years to get those laws repealed, and they were repealed about a year and a half ago. In September, a year ago, last September. And that really brought the issue of cultural equity to the fore. And we were really proud of the fact that we as dancers challenged this really derisive law. And as a result of that, we've been able to really turn our attention more fully to immigrant communities and giving support to those communities. We did our job with the cabaret law, and now we're really, exploring these media, I guess you could say media products, if you will, like making our television show to really expand the reach of the Dance Parade.
So that's the connection between the video that you did with LMC and the Dance Parade.
That's right.
Yeah, if I can say this, John, when I had John, sort of involved with Wanru Lin and taping her in New York City, he looked at me and he said to me, we're making this show in Mandarin. And I nearly fell off my chair because, that was such a challenge, and John took it on full bore.
It's a bilingual television show. There are subtitles, so everyone that comes will be able to enjoy the entire thing. But this really, we worked very closely with the Chinese community, and this is about the Chinese community, and we wanted to share it with the Chinese community. And what better way than to really acknowledge the importance of language in that community? it really proved to be very challenging, but also very rewarding.
Okay, we're going to come back and talk more about this. And we have another clip we're going to show. But first, we have a couple messages from LMC TV, so stay tuned. We'll be right back.
LMC TV Media Center is the spot for your next party. Lights, camera, liftoff. The possibilities are endless. Space adventures, video gaming, whatever they imagine, LMC can achieve. Kids of all ages have fun making their own videos in our professional TV studio. LMC TV is the perfect spot for your creative kid to celebrate with friends and make a memory that will last forever in video. Party themes can range depending on their desire. Fun news shows, music videos, stop motion, overall silliness, our cameras can capture it all. Contact us to book a party today.
Do you have a great idea for a YouTube video or a short film, but don't know how to make it happen? LMC TV has what you need. Our equipment cage is stocked with professional quality cameras, tripods, lighting, sound, cabling, and more. Our 768 square foot studio features a full lighting grid, wraparound green screen, teleprompter, TriCaster, and high-definition cameras. To reserve equipment, contact us at reserve@lmctv.org.
Welcome back to the Roundtable. Our guests again, if you're just joining us, Valerie Feit and John Dalton. And we're talking about Dance Parade and Festival, which is in New York City on May 18th. It's a Saturday. And we've also been talking about the video that they've produced about a particular dancer. And there's a connection to Rhinebeck Schools, and it's going to be shown on May 20th at a special event.
Right.
And you have a few more minutes to call in if you have a question, you were saying.
No, I'm just saying, we want everyone to go to the parade on the 18th and then come see our show on the 20th.
Okay,
See,
that's a good thing to do. And speaking of the parade, there's a little video clip that we have that actually it's on the website, so people can watch it there, but we thought we'd bring it to you tonight. So let's take a little look at what Dance Parade and Festival looks like. And we're back. That sure looks like a lot of fun. I'm going.
I know.
That was great.
Thank you.
So that's May 18th. That's on a Saturday.
Yes.
And it's in New York City. And the time it starts again?
I'm glad you brought that up. It starts at 1 and it goes to 3:30, but then the festival continues after.
All right. And the best place to see it?
The best place to see it's got to be the grandstand at Astor Place.
Okay. Let's go back to Rhinebeck Schools and talk a little about the dance program that you have there.
Well, the dance program is really really cool. It's a performance program, so kids can come in. All of the entire elementary school sees the performance, and they're usually interactive, so they're a little bit more like lecture demonstrations. So the kids are often asked to get up, they dance. We don't only have Chinese, we've had Mexican dancers, we've had Indian dancers, so we try to, and right now we've got a program running, and we've got a wonderful group of capoeira dancers from Brazil. And the kids are learning that. So there's a lot of interaction, and then after the performances, we run 10 weeks of dance classes, which are free and during the school day, and children can really try these different cultural dances, and in 10 weeks you can get pretty far.
And you said that the dance program with the Chinese dancer led to classes being offered?
Well, it was really fun. There were 10 weeks of classes, and they learned the ribbon dance. And it was interesting because not only was the dance fun because of the ribbons, but it was also taught in the style that Chinese children would learn in. And so it's a lot of repetition. And at first the children were curious because it wasn't a traditional class that they would normally expect. It was, you know, very serious, and it was, you know, this is how you do this, and it was explained. And the teacher was one of the premier dancers in China and is now a premier dancer here. So beautiful, you know, beautiful, elegant man. And we had to explain to the children, you know, that part of cultural awareness is being taught in the same way that children in that country would be taught. And once they understood that, they were completely on board and really engaged, and it was beautiful. And the kids were able to come down to New York and be in the parade. See, the program's uniqueness isn't just the dance, it's the fact that it's connected to a major New York arts organization and a wonderful event.
It's like the culmination of their work during the school year.
Yeah. So the parents have to bring them. And the parents have to dance in the parade because they have to accompany the children.
Where does the music come from that they dance to?
Maybe you can explain the music.
So the music comes from a variety of things. We have it's new this year. We have sound pods. So that's it's a completely new innovation after 12 years of, you know. Some people pick up trucks. I mean, I will tell you that we're going to have busload after busload after busload of Ecuadorians that come with these massive walls of sound that, you know, the dancing, the costumes, the San Simon dancers, the costumes, and the caporales. They just, it's amazing. It's really beautiful.
Now, I read that you are a financial guy. You're an MBA from Columbia. So I could understand how Valerie got into dance. How did you get so enthusiastic about dance?
Even while I was getting my MBA at Columbia, I would bring my dance clothes in my bag, and in between classes, when all of my fellow classmates were day trading on their laptops, I would sneak off to the Teachers College where I studied choreography.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's been a real passion of mine, really all of my life, and this has been such a wonderful opportunity to work with and express it. Yeah.
That's great. Is there anything that we haven't talked about that we need to get in here now? We're about to run out of time.
No, I think you've been really great and covered it. I just love the fact that LMC has been so supportive, and that we've had such a great experience with the station, and that they've made it possible for us to do this work. And I hope everybody comes to both the parade and, of course, on the 20th.
Okay, well, thank you,
And I
John?
guess I would like to say, though, I know that Valerie can be a little bit shy about it, but we do have, for people that come on the 20th, there will be footage of Valerie dancing when she was a teenager in the show that everyone can
A special attraction. A teenager, eh?
Well,
Just a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I became a professional when I was 16 in the city, and so that was those were my teen years. So.
Well, I look forward to seeing it on the 20th, and I also look forward to being in the city, and maybe I'll find you there in the crowd. So thank you both for coming on tonight's show.
Thank
and
you.
don't go away, folks, because we've got more of the Local Live coming up right now.